They're bold.
There's no smoking in this building, Miss Trammell.
What are you gonna do? Charge me with smoking?
They're dangerous. And they're absolutely unforgettable. From sneaky shapeshifters to high school queens with dark secrets, here are some of the most iconic seductive female villains we've ever seen on screen. 1. Catwoman, portrayed by Michelle Pfeiffer. Catwoman in Batman Returns is one of the coolest and most unforgettable female characters in superhero movies. She starts off as Selina Kyle, a quiet and shy secretary who works for a rich and shady guy named Max Schreck. One day, she finds out something she's not supposed to know, and Max pushes her out of a tall building. But instead of dying, she somehow survives the fall and completely changes. Her personality becomes bold and fearless, and she turns into Catwoman, dressed in a shiny black costume, carrying a whip, and ready to fight back. Her outfit is all stitched up, kind of like showing how broken she feels inside. Even though she's seen as a villain, she's not evil just for the sake of it. She's more like someone who's been hurt badly and now refuses to be powerless ever again. One of the best scenes is when she takes down a store using her whip, showing off her amazing moves. In the end, she chooses to go her own way instead of just settling down, which proves how strong and complicated she is. 2. Catherine Trammell.
I'd have to be pretty stupid to write a book about killing and then kill somebody the way I described it in my book. I'd be announcing myself as the killer.
Catherine Trammell, played by Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, is probably one of the most interesting and mysterious women in movie history. She's a famous writer who becomes the main suspect in a murder case. The murder happened exactly like one of the stories she wrote. That alone makes you wonder if it's just a strange coincidence or if she actually did it. Catherine is super confident and always one step ahead of everyone. She doesn't get scared, and she never lets people tell her what to do. Throughout the movie, she plays a dangerous game with the police, especially with a detective named Nick. Even though he's supposed to catch her, he slowly gets pulled into her world, and he can't seem to walk away. Her most famous scene is when she's being questioned by the police, and manages to completely distract and control the whole room without even saying much. It's like she knows she has power over people, and she uses it without ever getting loud or angry. Her way of speaking and the way she looks at people makes it impossible to know what she's really thinking. 3. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn,
Casey, it's the end of the world. Have a drink with us.
played by Margot Robbie in Suicide Squad, is one of the wildest and most fun female villains we've ever seen in a movie. She's loud, crazy, and totally unpredictable. And that's exactly what makes her so entertaining to watch. Before this film, Harley was already popular in comics and cartoons, but Margot Robbie brought her to life in a way no one had done before. With her platinum blonde hair in pink and blue pigtails, her baseball bat, and her unique fashion style, she stood out in every single scene. Her outfit may have been flashy and bold, but it matched her personality perfectly, a mix of fun, chaos, and danger. Her relationship with the Joker is messed up, but she doesn't see it that way. At least, not at first. She's totally loyal to him, even jumping into a tank of acid just to prove her love. But as the movie goes on, we see that there's more to her. She's strong on her own and doesn't always need someone to tell her what to do. One of her best scenes is at the bar with the rest of the squad, where she's both silly and serious, showing that even though she jokes around, she's got real emotions too. 4. Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy, played by Uma Thurman in Batman and Robin, is one of the most colorful and dramatic villains ever seen in a superhero movie. She starts off as a shy and kind plant scientist named Dr. Pamela Isley, but after a dangerous lab accident, she turns into Poison Ivy, a powerful woman with plant powers and a plan to take down anyone who hurts the Earth. After her transformation, Ivy is no longer quiet or scared. She becomes bold, confident, and totally in control. Her look is unforgettable too, with bright red hair, green outfits covered in leaves, and makeup that makes her look like a magical queen of the jungle. What makes Poison Ivy special is that she uses her beauty and charm to get what she wants. She can blow kisses that control people's minds, and even kiss someone to stop them in their tracks. She believes she's doing the right thing by protecting nature, but she doesn't care who she has to hurt along the way. One of her most amazing scenes is when she rises out of a giant flower at a charity event, instantly stealing the spotlight. Another great moment is when she kisses Robin, just to prove how easy it is for her to get what she wants. Xenia Onatopp.
Seven. Madame wins.
I hope the third is where your real talent lies.
Xenia Onatopp, played by Famke Janssen in GoldenEye, is not your typical Bond girl. She's not just there to look pretty or help the hero, she's actually the villain, and a super dangerous one too. Xenia was once a fighter pilot, but now she works as an assassin. What makes her scary is how she uses charm and beauty to trick people. She looks elegant and classy, but when you least expect it, she turns deadly. Her name is a little silly, but her character is no joke. She enjoys chaos and even smiles during her violent acts, which makes her feel unpredictable and creepy. One of the most unforgettable scenes is when she tries to defeat James Bond in a sauna. Instead of using weapons, she tries to crush him by using her legs, showing that she mixes power and danger in her own strange way. She also has this creepy laugh that always comes after she does something violent. It makes her even more intense to watch. Xenia stands out because she flips the usual Bond girl role upside down. Now, let's take a turn into the magical world of fairy tales, with a villain who redefined what it means to be misunderstood. 6. Maleficent.
She will prick her finger on the spindle of the spinning wheel and fall into a sleep like death!
Maleficent, played by Angelina Jolie, is one of the most powerful and emotional female characters in any fantasy movie. In the original Sleeping Beauty cartoon, she was just seen as the evil fairy who cursed a baby. But in Maleficent, we learn why she became that way. She was a kind and magical fairy who trusted the wrong person, King Stefan. He hurt her by stealing her wings, and that betrayal made her angry and heartbroken. That's why she cursed his daughter, Aurora. But over time, Maleficent starts to care for Aurora, like a mother, and tries to undo the harm. Maleficent looks amazing with her black horns, glowing eyes, and long dark outfits. She doesn't need to shout to be powerful. Her calm, serious voice and the way she walks into a room already tell you she's in charge. Even though she's feared, she also shows love and regret, which makes her more real. Her best scene is when she gets her wings back and flies again, like she's finally free. 7. Jennifer Check.
There's Jennifer. People found it hard to believe that a babe like Jennifer.
Jennifer Check, played by Megan Fox, is not your normal high school popular girl. At first, she seems like the typical queen bee. Super pretty, super confident, and the kind of girl everyone wants to be or be with. But after she's taken by a rock band that tries to sacrifice her in a ritual, something goes horribly wrong. Instead of dying, Jennifer becomes possessed by a demon. From then on, she has to eat boys to stay alive. She still looks the same. perfect hair, pretty face, and all. But now she's hiding something deadly underneath that charm. She uses her looks to lure guys in, but it always ends badly for them. Jennifer's attitude is bold, funny, and full of confidence. She acts like nothing can touch her, and honestly, after turning into a demon, not much can. But what's really scary is how she manipulates people, even her best friend Needy. Their friendship starts off close, but you soon see how Jennifer controls and hurts the people who care about her. One of the coolest scenes is when she walks through the school hallway like she owns the place, glowing, creepy, and beautiful all at once. Even when covered in blood, she looks fierce. Santanico Pandemonium. Santanico Pandemonium, played by Salma Hayek, might not be on screen for long in From Dusk Till Dawn, but the moment she shows up, she completely takes over. She performs a dance in a vampire bar called the Titty Twister, and it's one of the most famous scenes in horror movies. Wearing a red bikini and holding a giant yellow snake, she doesn't even need to speak. Just her movement and presence are enough to keep everyone watching. She moves like a queen, slow and confident, and everyone, including the audience, is totally hypnotized. But then, things take a wild turn. Just when it seems like she's only there to entertain, Santanico reveals her true form, a terrifying vampire. She transforms from graceful to deadly in seconds, showing sharp fangs and a monstrous face. Her attack is quick and brutal, and it shocks both the characters and viewers. Even though she's the villain, it's hard not to be amazed by how powerful and mysterious she is. She doesn't say much, but she doesn't need to. Her silence makes her even scarier. It's like she knows she's in control the entire time. 9. Amy Dunn.
If he likes girls gone wild, she's a mall babe who talks football and endures buffalo wings at Hooters.
Amy Dunn, played by Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl, is one of the most clever and scary characters you'll ever see. She's not a superhero or a monster. She's just a regular woman on the outside. But on the inside, she's planning something huge. Amy used to be known as Amazing Amy because her parents wrote kids' books based on her life. But in real life, things weren't perfect. When she finds out her husband isn't being honest, she doesn't get sad. She makes a plan to disappear and frame him for her murder. She even writes fake diary entries to make it all look real. Amy is always calm, always in control. She wears simple, stylish clothes and looks like the perfect wife. But behind that is someone who's always thinking 2 steps ahead. She knows how to use people's opinions and emotions to make them believe whatever she wants. One of the most famous scenes is when she talks about being the cool girl, explaining how women are expected to change for men. Mystique.
For a magic trick.
Tough, I called it.
I'm way more mysterious than you.
Mystique, also known as Raven, is one of the most powerful and interesting characters in the X-Men movies. She's a mutant who can change her appearance to look like anyone she wants. That power alone makes her a great spy. But what really makes her stand out is how confident she is in her true blue form. Mystique doesn't hide who she is, even when the world tells her she should. Whether she's played by Rebecca Romijn or Jennifer Lawrence, Mystique is strong, smart, and not afraid to fight for her people. Mystique uses her beauty and brains to get into places and trick her enemies. But she's not just doing it for fun. She believes in standing up for mutants who are treated badly just because they're different. In the earlier films, she's more focused on missions. But in the newer movies, we see her struggling with wanting to be accepted versus being proud of who she is. One of her best scenes is when she finally decides to stay blue, saying she doesn't want to hide anymore. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome movie content. See you in the next one.